Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you guys are doing wonderful out there. I've got an interesting video for you today. As you can see, I am outside, sitting out by my Chinook, and I want to talk about propane today. So underneath this door is the propane tank that is on my Chinook. This will provide propane for the stove, the furnace, the hot water heater, things like that. So it's very cool. The downside to this is whenever this unit gets low or empty, I have to take the whole Chinook back to a place where I can refill this tank. Sometimes that's hard to do because places might be closed where they're not going to be doing any refills. In fact, today I went out to get a refill and they told me that the person was at lunch. I had to come back in an hour and it was just a fiasco. It was ridiculous. So in this video today, I'm going to show you how you can use one of these guys to bypass your propane tank basically. So we're going to need some soapy water. This will be for later. A crescent wrench. And of course this adapter kit. I'll put a link in the description box down below where I found this kit on Amazon. Paid about $61 for it. So in this kit there's a few things. There's a couple hoses right there. Some instructions. So let's take a quick look at this manual that came with it. Feel free to pause your screen if there's anything you want to read. There's a kind of a breakdown of the items that came with the kit. And then flipping it over, it gives us a little bit more information. This part right here, this is the most important part of this kit. This is the actual tee itself. This is the adapter. So what we're going to do is we're going to thread this in and thread our regulator into here, and this is going to give us the ability, like I mentioned, to use portable propane tanks. You might wonder why you want portable propane tanks. That's because when you run out of propane on these portables, you can throw them in the truck, take them to town, come back, and you don't have to move the Chinook. Sometimes I get all my stuff scattered out and I don't want to have to stow everything for movement. I just want to go hop in the truck real quick and go get a propane exchange or a refill. So it's a pretty straightforward process. The two hoses, this is basically the 1 pound, this will fit on the little green 1 pound and it'll fit those bottles. That's the thread for it. Put the female on top of this little male here, this end here, and that'll allow me to use this like on many things like barbecue grills and stuff like that. Okay, so that's what the first hose is. The second hose, this is the one that does the magic for us. This one connects from the propane bottle, from the portable propane bottle to the tee. See? We're going to take this little plug out and you thread this in. It's a flared fitting, so it's going to be gas tight. So very nice. And that's going to give you the ability to bypass this tank. Before we get started installing this, I got to go inside and light a burner on the stove so that when I come out here and shut this off, it'll drain all the propane out of the lines. And so the system won't be under pressure when I go to install this propane tee. Okay, you can see that I have a burner running. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on. I'm going to go outside and turn off the propane, and then I'll come back in and turn this off. Then we'll get started on the installation. Okay, when I first got out here, this was still lit up. The flame went out. So it's good to see that the system is no longer under pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this valve off, make sure everything is off, and I'll go back out and we'll get to installing. We are going to take this nut off of the regulator. This is a left-hand thread, so I'm going to need my wrench to go upward. Let's go ahead and get this tightened on there. Get it nice and tight on that bad boy. And then I'm going to lift upward, and this should break this loose. There we go. Let's loosen that just a little bit. There we go. So that was very simple. So hopefully you can see that came out. Now at this point, we're going to thread this on. Get this nice and tight. Get that good and tight. Now, is it going to give me enough room to let this come in? Yes, it does. Good, I got lucky. Okay, I just got the threads started, but I'll give you a better view of this here in a second. Get this bad boy tightened up. This is very tight, not a lot of space to work here. There we go. And we are officially installed. Now we need this small hose. This is the one that has the flared fitting. This is going to go inside that small portion. So we're just going to have to spin the whole hose. But you only have to make this connection this first time. There we go. So I'm just rotating the hose. There we go. Let's get that tightened up. And when this is not in use, this can just tuck right up under here, like so, and it'll be stowed away. This is a better look at what's going on. So I disconnected this from here. I put this T in, and then I threaded this hose on. And this is the shut-off valve. So this tank is shut off right now. So now I'll take this portion and I'll plug this portion into that propane bottle. Put it right there in that bottle. Thread that in, get it nice and snug with the hand, and then we'll turn this propane on. And from here, I'm going to take this soapy water, I'm going to spray on all the connections, and if I see any leaks anywhere, it'll be shown in the form of bubbles. So that one looks good. Let's look at this one underneath. So now that the propane is turned on, we're going to check everywhere for leaks. I'm not seeing any bubbles anywhere. So it looks like things are done well. Okay, it's the moment of truth. There we go. Look at that. We have both burners lit. So now we are using propane from that 5-gallon propane bottle instead of the propane on board the Chinook. So when we run out of this propane, we'll be able to take that bottle off and go to town and get it full. Well, folks, looks like we have success. I want to say thank you for joining me today on this video of how to install a kit that will let you use portable propane bottles so you can keep this valve turned off and not use the propane that's on board the coach. Very nice and convenient. When you run out of propane, you disconnect here, roll that line up, close the door if you need to, and exchange or get these smaller ones refilled. I hope you enjoyed this video. This installation was very simple. It didn't take much. Soapy water, crescent wrench, and the kit. I'll put links in the description box down below where you can find this kit. I paid $61 at the time of me filming this video. Again, it was very easy. This hose is the female that will connect right here on the side. This allows me to plug things in like lanterns, small stoves, barbecue grills, all kinds of things. So very, very cool. It just gives us more expandability. We can run these bottles and not have to worry about running out in the field and having to move the coach. So with all that being said, folks, I want to say thank you once again for joining me today on this video. Hope you got some good, useful information. Please feel free to leave your comments down below, like this video, share this video, and until next time, have a beautiful day. We'll see you then. Bye for now.